Howdy, I'm Brianna Strickland and I'll be going over the Reader's Theater strategy in this presentation. The purpose of the Reader's Theater strategy is to develop oral language related to literature and content-related topics. Reader's Theater also offers English language learners an opportunity to completely immerse themselves in a story, and it gives students the chance to think about how engaged readers can interact with print. To use the Reader's Theater strategy in the classroom, teachers will need to select stories or scripts from books or websites for students to use. Some students may choose to use different stories for different groups of students, but most teachers will likely use the same story for the whole class. Teachers can also allow students to use costumes and prompts for their Reader's Theater. Recommended levels of proficiency for this strategy would be more appropriate for students of advanced and advanced high levels of proficiency, although beginning and intermediate ELLs can be given small roles with 1 or 2 sentences and/or non-speaking roles such as an animal character. For my following content objective, students will be able to read the story of the Goldilocks and the Three Bears with appropriate fluency and comprehension. The text that match with this content objective is the second grade language arts objective, stating developing and sustaining foundational language skills, listening, speaking, reading, and writing, in thinking and fluency. The student reads grade level text with fluency and comprehension, and the student is expected to use appropriate fluency, meaning rate, accuracy, and prosody when reading grade level text. For my language objective, I stated that students will be able to orally read with appropriate fluency when reading the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears. For my ELPs, I chose the language domains of reading and speaking. For the reading domain, students are showing comprehension of English text individually and in groups, and for my speaking, they are narrating, describing, and explaining, and they're also using new vocabulary in stories, descriptions, and classroom communication. For this example activity, I'm using the book Goldilocks and the Three Bears. So basic steps for using the Reader's Theater in the classroom. First of all, the teacher will need to introduce the Reader's Theater strategy to the students and discuss what the expectations are and explain this activity and why it benefits students in improving their reading and speaking skills. And also, prior to reading the story of Goldilocks and the Three Bears, the teacher will need to go over any new vocabulary. Then the teacher will read the story to the class and then ask comprehension questions to ensure students' understanding of the story. The teacher will then assign groups and provide scripts for each group. The teacher will also assign roles for each group. For beginning and intermediate ELLs, they'll probably be assigned roles that only have 1 to 2 sentence speaking lines and/or have a non-speaking part such as an animal character. Then students will be given time to practice to read their scripts, and then the teacher will go around and provide feedback for students as they read. After students have been given time to practice with their groups, the teacher will inform students what she expects to see from the students and hear from the students prior to their performance with their groups. Then lastly, each group will get to perform with their script with their groups, and their peers will also get the opportunity to compare how others' interpretation of the script is similar or different to their interpretation. So how does Reader's Theater help students further develop proficiency in English? Well, Reader's Theater helps ELLs further develop their fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension in English. Students will also be able to practice their speaking skills by practicing their pronunciation, inflection, and expression. By reading in groups, this also lowers the ELL's affective filter, which in turn leads to increased motivation and self-confidence. This strategy also helps teachers to identify students' comprehension of the text and kind of identify their speaking skills in English. So overall, this strategy can enhance students' second language acquisition and by giving them the opportunity to practice their reading and speaking